Hello, this is me. My name is Jeff. I'm a pre-med student, and I'm going to be talking about a genetic disease known as congenital adrenal hyperplasia, also known as CAH. This is Mickey. He is my dog, and he's a good boy. Love him very much. I found out recently that he's got Addison's disease, which is a chronic adrenal insufficiency disease, where his adrenal glands are not producing enough cortisol or aldosterone. And this is caused by an autoimmune damage to his adrenal glands. So something similar to this I found in the research topics that was given was congenital adrenal hyperplasia. CAH is also a form of adrenal insufficiency. It is a group of autosomal recessive disorders, which means for it to be inherited, one copy of the mutated recessive gene is inherited from each parent. And this is a breakdown of the frequency. So if each parent has CAH, then you will have 100% of the offspring having also CAH. If a parent is a carrier, if both parents are carriers, then there's only a 25% chance that their offspring will have CAH. And if only one parent carries the recessive gene, then none of the offspring will have CAH. Due to genetic mutations in enzymes responsible for biosynthesis of cortisol, androgen, and aldosterone. There are three types: 21 hydroxylase deficiency, 17 alpha hydroxylase deficiency, and 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency. All types of CAH will result in low cortisol levels. Low cortisol levels will cause the pituitary gland to produce ACTH. With continuous amounts of this, it stimulates the adrenal glands to grow, causing hyperplasia. This is an example of regular adrenal glands and then adrenal glands that have undergone hyperplasia. 21 hydroxylase deficiency is the most common form of CAH, and the mutation is in the CYP21A2 gene. And this causes a disruption in the pathway from progesterone being converted eventually to aldosterone. This mutation blocks that, causing 17-alpha hydroprogesterone to produce androstenedione, which then produces testosterone. There will also be no cortisol production due to the 17-alpha hydroprogesterone not going through the pathway that produces cortisol. The symptoms of 21 hydroxylase deficiency is salt wasting due to the lack of aldosterone. The lack of cortisol causes hypoglycemia, and the excess testosterone causes masculinization of the female genitals and early secondary sex characteristics. 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency is the second most common, and this is due to the CYP11B1 gene, which further down the pathway to get to aldosterone is the mutation here. So progesterone will be converted to 11 deoxycorticosterone. The mutation will block the continuation of this to aldosterone, not producing aldosterone, but what it will do is it will increase the amount of 11-deoxyhydrocortisone, which then 17-alpha hydroxyprogesterone will be converted to 11-deoxycortisol, which then will be blocked by the mutation and not produce cortisol. What will happen is the 17-alpha hydroxyprogesterone will be converted to androstenedione, which will be then converted to testosterone. So you're going to get an increase in this guy, and this guy. Symptoms of 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency include hypoglycemia due to the lack of cortisol, masculinization of the female genitals and early secondary sex characteristics due to excess testosterone, and the excess 11-deoxycorticosterone causes hypertension. The third most common form of CAH is 17-alpha hydroxylase deficiency. Mutations in the CYP17A1 gene will cause a disruption in the chemical pathway to cortisol and testosterone, ultimately decreasing testosterone and cortisol production. Aldosterone is also decreased due to hypertension caused by the increase in corticosterone. So this is the pathway that will lead to aldosterone. However, progesterone will not be converted 17-alpha hydroxyprogesterone, which will not be converted into anything that can produce cortisol, including androstenedione and testosterone. So you'll have a decrease in cortisol and testosterone. All of the progesterone then builds up and creates a significant more amount of deoxycorticosterone, which, along with corticosterone, causes hypertension. Hypertension will cause aldosterone to decrease because of the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone pathway. So this pathway notices that there's hypertension going on, so it's going to try to decrease the hypertension by decreasing the aldosterone. Symptoms of 17-alpha hydroxylase deficiency include hypertension, hypernatremia, and hypokalemia. It also causes hypertension and hypoglycemia. In this form, females do not develop pubic or armpit hair. The lack of testosterone causes males to develop ambiguous genitals and undescended testes. This is a nice little summary table, so you can see in green are the things that have been increased, the red are the things that have been decreased. So to summarize, 21-hydroxylase deficiency in females will cause masculinization and early secondary sex characteristics, along with 11-beta hydroxylase deficiency. 17-alpha hydroxylase deficiency in females may not develop pubic hair and armpit hair. In 21 and 11 hydroxylase deficiencies, the males are not affected by the testosterone. However, in 17-alpha hydroxylase, ambiguous genitals and undescended testes may occur from the lack of androgen. Aldosterone is decreased, so this causes salt wasting in 21-hydroxylase. In 11-beta hydroxylase and 17-alpha hydroxylase, aldosterone is increased, causing hypertension. And as I mentioned before, all of these will cause a decrease in cortisol levels, which causes hypoglycemia. The current treatment for CAH is genetic counseling, neonatal screening, a lifetime supply of steroid replacement therapy. In some cases, general reconstructive surgery is necessary to allow the flow of urine. Mental health counseling is another important factor to consider. Active research is gene therapy, better diagnostic methods, including chromatography and mass spectrometry, alternative modes of medication delivery, for example, subdermal injections of hydrocortisone, advancements in genotyping, and the research for CAH is continuously ongoing. And these are my sources. Thank you very much.